Today, we are discussing family dynamics in Chinese astrology. This is episode number 69 of Real Occult, where we apply numerology and astrology to the material world. If you are not aware, I run a 150 plus family before school, after school program. We have 30 plus kids in the morning. I'm chilling with 70, 80 kids in the afternoon. And we also run an online community where we help parents eliminate family stress using our multi-layered numerology and astrology system. So let's jump right into this. I'm working with families, kids, parents, all day long. We have 150 kids in our in-person before school, after school program. We have 60 families in our online community. I have seen, experienced, dealt with, worked with every single type of family dynamic you can possibly imagine. Single parents, multi-parents, single parents where parents are still involved, parents where parents are the grandparents, actual parents, not every single type of dynamic you can imagine. Positives, negatives, families that have some positives, some negatives, everything across the board. And so today we're going to be talking about one family in particular. It is mom, dad, grandparent with 2 kids and some pets. And we're going to talk about the dynamics going on within them, and then the dynamics that are created when their 2 kids bring in a partner, a spouse, girlfriends, boyfriends. And so let's jump right into this. The way we are going to set this up is we're going to be talking about the Chinese astrology wheel. And so the rat is first, ox second, tiger third, rabbit fourth, dragon fifth, snake sixth, horse is the 7th sign, goat 8, monkey 9, rooster 10, dog 11, and then we finish off with the pig at 12. This family, mom is a pig, so mom is 12th sign. Dad is an ox. Dad is 2nd sign. And so this wheel, the gap between the pig and the ox is the rat. The universe does not allow there to be a vacuum. The universe fills the vacuum with something. This is how we all, side note, this is how we all end up fulfilling our karmic destiny, fulfilling the role we're meant to fulfill for society as a whole. Someone will fill that vacuum. The only question is whether or not it will be you. And if it is you, how much magnitude, how many zeros, how many levels of energy are you filling this vacuum for? That's a little side note. We're going to bring that back around. And so the vacuum, the space created, this is why super cold outside, super warm inside. You open the door, you can feel the air rushing past you, the pressure deviation. The universe is creating that equilibrium. The vacuum's getting filled. The pressure difference is coming to zero. It's trying to mediate that difference, which is what a vacuum does. Vacuum, bang, sucks it in, creates the pressure, and now it sucks in. That's how literally vacuum cleaners work. And so the vacuum between the 12th sign and the 2nd sign is the first, the rat. So this family, mom's a pig, dad's an ox, first son is a rat. Okay, so we have the pig, rat, and ox. First, second, and last sign. They're all 3 right there. So we're going to place this wheel on a north, south, east, west compass. The rat is directly north. That means the ox is slightly offset northeast. The pig is slightly offset northwest. All 3 of these signs will be moving south. The rat directly south, the pig a little bit. Gunner, no, that's just trash can. That's trash can, buddy. Let's go inside. I don't know what's going on out there. So you have these signs all moving directly south, if you imagine that on a compass. And so the next Okay, they're done now. All right, come on, G. Let's go back outside, buddy. They were just doing a U-turn. So the next thing that happens within this family is the grandfather comes in as a dragon. And so the rat and dragon are the same trine. The rat and ox are soulmates, okay? So this first son fills in and creates a bond with grandparent, dragon and rat, and fills the vacuum for the pig and the ox. The next second child comes rabbit, fourth, okay? Dragon's fifth, rabbit's fourth. So now we have pig 12th, rat first, ox second, rabbit fourth, dragon fifth. We have all of this half of the wheel getting filled. Okay, this whole family, they're all moving kind of in the same direction. The dragon's creating a little bit of friction with the pig, but they're just refining each other. It's not creating massive blowups. They're just kind of creating a little bit of friction as they move past. The pig, rat, ox, and rabbit are all now moving kind of in the same direction. If we were to stick the ox, tiger space on that north, they're all moving south in the same type of way. Well, family now gets a pet. Just so happens the pet was born in a tiger year. So now we have pig 12, rat first, ox second, tiger third, rabbit fourth, dragon fifth. The universe does not allow there to be a vacuum. So as the family continues to grow, it continues to fill in these gaps around the wheel. Okay? And so and this is just going to be from a 10,000 foot bird's eye view perspective. We're not digging into the charts or digging into anything else in this podcast, this episode today. And so as we do dig in more, learn more about these families in particular, it becomes crystal clear that every single connection they have to each other is a positive connection. It's creating positive feedback loops. Oldest son has something happen that now teaches the lesson to the grandfather, who now allows that lesson to be passed on to the pig, which now passes that lesson to the rabbit. The pig and the rabbit are in the same trine. The rat and the dragon are in the same trine. So you have all of this positive connection happening. Positive feedback loop. So when one person has an experience that they learn from, they're able to pass that experience and demonstrate those lessons to other people within the unit. And they're all learning things in a positive way. It's all moving in the positive direction in the same type of way. Everyone in the household approaches life and moves through these experiences in a similar direction. They're all moving somewhat south for our perspective for this diagram, right? Well, oldest now brings in boyfriend, girlfriend, right? And so the rat ends up with a pig. So they bring in another person to the unit that is also moving in the same type of direction. Not only that, there's already a pig within the unit, so adding one more doesn't change that much. Okay, because they already approach and move in a similar type of way. We bring in another pet, another tiger who happens to have the same imprint as so it's like everything is coming in. We're just recreating and adding more of the energy that's already existing. It's magnifying the positive feedback loops that are already there. Well, fast forward a little bit further, and everything's going fantastic. Everything's great. Now they bring youngest, the rabbit, brings in a partner of their own. They bring in a goat, okay? Also in the rabbit pig trine, right? And so this goat is 100% opposite the ox. The goat is the eighth, the ox is the second. They are 100% opposite. So if the ox is set on dead north and the ox moves 100% south, the goat is 100% south and moves perfectly north. They are 100%, or they are 180 degrees. They are opposites of each other. They are completely opposite. They move in the opposite direction. If the ox is moving south, the goat's moving north. So these two are creating a lot of friction. They're bringing each other many constant refining experiences. Every time the ox does this, the goat has some tension and has to learn something. Every time the goat starts doing something, there's tension created with the ox. And so this is now dad and youngest partners creating tension. Well, not only that, the goat creates tension with the rat as they move not quite perfectly opposite, not quite 100% opposite, but pretty darn close. That goat also moves the same amount of opposite as the rat as it does the tiger. So it creates tension between the rat and the tiger, right? That tension is now creating tension because the pig, goat, and rabbit are all in the same trine. They all understand each other. They all move perfectly well together. The fact that the ox and goat are causing tension and creating these refining moments for each other is now creating tension between the pig and the ox. And so this is how you have an entire family unit. Every single person's on this side of the dividing line, because the pig, the 12th sign, and the snake, the 6th. That's, if you put the pig directly north, the snake directly south, like on the compass, every single person within the family is to the right side of that line. Now, for the first time, they've added someone who's on the left side of the line across the entire family unit. And that person who moves in a different direction, the whole family is moving south, this person's moving north. That creates tension. And now the only question becomes, is this tension there to refine and improve? Or is this tension there to create the opportunity to stand your ground? And that's when we start to dig into the charts deeper and realize, okay, well, this is a opportunity for the ox to learn how to put the foot down. This is the opportunity for the rabbit to learn how to take not the back seat, but for the rabbit to learn how to take the lessons that the ox has had throughout their entire life and apply it to their own circumstance, their own situation, so that they don't have to recreate those mistakes, while also allowing the pig to become the mediator, which it doesn't necessarily normally do in day-to-day. So the whole point is, for this particular unit, these are opportunities to grow and develop a backbone. In other circumstances, that could, it could be more refining moments. But that's all going to boil down to the individuals at play. That's just for this unit in particular. Holy moly, that's a dead bee right there on the floor. That's not good. Almost stepped on that sucker. But so, the entire purpose of this recording is to show you how the universe will always fill the vacuum. You have a family unit that starts between the pig and the ox. They slowly grow. They add the rat, then they add the rabbit, then they add the tiger. The dragon comes in to add the cat there at the end. So now everything from the 12th sign all the way through the 5th sign is completely filled in. And then the youngest goes and adds another person who's moving from the opposite side of the wheel. And that creates all of this friction, all this tension, all this drama within the unit, as throughout their entire lives, everyone's been moving in the same type of direction. And so this is not a good thing or bad thing. This simply is what's occurring. These are the experiences being presented to us so that we can learn and grow and ultimately fulfill the role we're meant to fulfill for others in the universe. So what can you do? What can you take away from this story? As you move through life, even when you're presented with people moving in a different way from you, they are supposed to be moving that way. So you have the ox. This is something that I've had to explain to this family multiple times. The ox is correct in their experiences in their thoughts, opinions, ideas. The goat is correct in their thoughts, opinions, and ideas. They are both supposed to move the exact ways that they move. They are there to refine each other, to bring perspective to the other person's life. We need both of them. So we are currently in a horse year. The horse moves opposite the rat. People will say this is an enemy year. This is bad. The rats are going to get hit hard. The rats are going to have a terrible year. Well, if there's a hardship, roadblock, bump that's presented, that is there for you. That is there to refine you. You don't want to avoid these years because these are the biggest growth years. These are the workout years. This is when you're put in the pressure cooker, forced to grow so that you can fulfill your role for other people in the universe as a whole. And so this is just top of mind as I worked with this family a bunch this week because they had new things popping up where, they're getting into it, and now it's starting to bleed, not just between the ox and the goat, but it's now starting to bleed into the pig and the rabbit, creating tension between them, and then the rat's starting to it's starting to get a little bit messier because they are refusing to acknowledge the fact that they are simply here to refine each other. The other person's not bad. The way they think isn't bad. It simply is. And so maybe you have your own kids, which is what we have all the time. We'll have families where we have something like we'll just say you have a dog and a dragon. Mom's a dog, youngest son's a dragon, and these two are constantly butting heads. It's like because they're supposed to. They approach life entirely different. The dragon's going for it. The dog's laid back having fun. The intensity of the dragon doesn't really vibe well with the dog. The laid back go with the flowness of the dog drives the dragon crazy. And so those types of dynamics are there to refine and improve. They are there for you, not to destroy you. They are the refining tools the universe gives us so that we can learn our lessons. And so we need all of us as these dynamics grow, as you add more people to the household, to the family unit, through marriage, partnerships, kids, whatever it is, pets. However you start adding units to the household, be mindful of the energetic dynamics you're creating. So for example, within this household, you have the pig, the rabbit, and the goat. That's 3, all working perfectly well together. They're all in the same trine. They all perfectly understand each other. They are one perfect unit. You have the rat and the ox. They're moving together in a perfect unit, right? You had the rat and dragon. They were moving together well. So you had the rat, the ox, the dragon. They're all kind of chilling, getting along, moving well. That's 3 getting along, moving well. 3 getting along, moving well. There's friction created between the 2 units. And so that's not what we want. We don't want the whole family unit to start splintering into subsets where now they start pitting each other against their own family. That's not what we want. We want everyone to be helping and improving the unit through their experiences. And so this is getting a little bit long. Yeah, geez, man, we're already at 19 minutes. So I'm going to wrap it up here. I hope that made sense. I was kind of just throwing a bunch of information at you in a fire hose type of way. I hope you picked up something on it, whether that's just, hey, take a peek at the wheel and see which way the energy's moving. What direction are you moving, right? If you're a monkey and your best friend is a rooster, it's like, okay, you guys are moving through the universe in a similar type of way. You're both moving east. Fantastic, if we're doing the north, south, east, west compass type of dynamic for the Chinese wheel. It's like, fantastic, you guys are both moving east. Monkey, rooster together, yet they have a tiger kid. 2 parents moving east, kids moving west. That can create a wild type of dynamic. Doesn't mean it's bad. Just means there's going to be a lot of lessons learned between the parents and the kids. Kids are going to be teaching the parents a lot of lessons, which means the parents have to be open to learning from how their kid approaches the world. Also, the parents have to be good leaders and guiders, understanding that the way their child's going to move through the universe is going to be different than the way that they do. And almost entirely different, almost the exact opposite way, almost the exact opposite approach. So here's how we mentioned the rat and the horse earlier, they move opposite directions. The rat is extremely calculating, very analytical. It thinks things through before it acts. The horse, full of energy, it gets up and goes. It's just going to work, volume, and things will work out. The way they approach and move through the universe is different. The rat needs that horse energy to kick it in the behind and get it moving. The horse needs that rat energy to realize, hey man, most of this energy, most of this work I'm doing is being wasted because it's not well thought out. I'm just throwing things at the wall hoping something sticks. If I had a little bit more of a strategy, a little bit more of a plan, my work would compound better. Both of those energies need each other, which is the entire point of this whole episode today. Family dynamics within Chinese astrology. Just take a peek at the Chinese wheel, see where you line up, see where your friends and family line up, and how you are naturally moving through the universe. Are you moving together in the same type of direction, or are they bringing you some refining type of energy? That is the whole takeaway, whole point of today's episode. I hope you got something out of this. If you have any questions, you can always send me an email, tristan@realoccult.com. You can also check out our free online community. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm working with parents, kids, families all day long. School, skool.com/realoccult. You can check us out. Completely free community where we help parents eliminate family stress through our multi-layered numerology and astrology system. Hope you got something out of this. If you made it this far, I genuinely appreciate you for listening. And I will talk to you again soon.